Giving Up is for Rookies asked me, what are your 5 favourite female characters in literature? Could be TV, books, comics, and why? I made a list because this is quite a big question. So my first favourite character is Violet Baudelaire from a series of Unfortunate Events. She's like my childhood hero. I grew up reading like the Lemony Snicket books, and I loved them, and I identified with Violet because obviously she's like the oldest child, and I'm the oldest in my family as well. I've got a little brother, and I feel like quite responsible for him, and I like looking after him. He doesn't need to be looked after, he's 16, you understand, but I'm kind of just grown up, you know, as the older sibling, and kind of looking out for him as like second nature, really. But yeah, she's really inventive, and I think she kind of challenges gender stereotypes, and even though I was young when I liked that, I'm always drawn to female characters that sort of challenge gender roles, that kind of thing. So yeah, she's pretty cool. Who else have I got here? Oh yeah, Rose Sasson or Rose Casson. Now, I've only ever read these books, I don't know how it's pronounced, but I used to read the Hilary Mackay books. You know, the Sasson or Casson family books? So there's like Sapphi's Angel, Indigo's Star, Caddy Ever After. And Rose is the youngest child of that family, and she's an artist, and I like her because she's sulky, and she kind of reminds me of someone I know. I won't say who that is, but I really like her. I've got Morgana Pendragon, obviously. I really relate to Morgana. I kind of make comparisons between the whole anti-magic and the whole LGBT rights community because of the fact that, you know, she had to hide who she was, and she had a difficult relationship with her dad. I don't have a difficult relationship with my dad, but I have had issues with, like, me and my mum have kind of an explosive love-hate relationship, so I kind of identify with her there. And also she has like I don't know if Arthur's younger than her, but he seems younger than her, so she's got that sort of relationship with a younger sibling. And I just think she's so badass. She's amazing. I love how she fights for what she believes in. And I really, really don't think she should have died at the end of Merlin. I think that her and Gwen should have ruled Camelot together, and magic should have been legalised, and yeah, they would have been amazing co-queens. Who else have I got? I have got Martha Jones, who is my favourite Doctor Who companion, because Martha is strong, and she's intelligent, and she's rational, and I think she puts up with a lot of bullshit, and I love the fact that she walks away from 10 and she has so much like respect and guts, and there's just a lot of personality to Martha. A lot of people don't like Martha, which always confuses me because I think she's very, very interesting character and someone I'd like to be like. I remember I had a big poster of Martha and the 10th Doctor on my bedroom wall when I was younger. So yeah, she was always an idol of mine. And last of all, I've got Mary Crawley, Lady Mary Crawley from Downton Abbey. My favourite Downton Abbey character is actually Thomas Barrow, but this is a question about female characters. So yeah, I just like, again, the fact that she's like the eldest of the siblings. I really do have a thing for the eldest ones. I kind of have a big crush on Michelle Dockery, but yeah, I like her because she's so sort of like sarcastic, and she seems quite cold, but she is actually very emotional, and she's got a lot of burden on her shoulders, and I love period dramas, and I love the way she deals with everything, and yeah. Anonymous asks, when was the first moment you realised you were bisexual? I don't think it was one particular moment. Actually, I do remember a time when one of my school friends kissed me on the cheek once, just as like a sort of joke, and I sort of had a moment of, ooh, what's this? Ooh, what's this? I didn't even fancy her really, but I don't know, that might have just been me being weird, but that could have been a signifier of future bisexuality, or bisexuality at the time that I didn't realise. I always kind of liked like Pre-Raphaelite art, and I didn't realise I was kind of in love with The Lady of Shalott. I didn't realise that at the time, although it's such a beautiful painting. The one by Waterhouse is probably my favourite painting. And there was a conversation actually at school once I had with a couple of friends, and they were talking about Emma Watson, I think, and someone was like, you know, oh, I'd totally snog Emma Watson if I had the opportunity to, and I agreed with them, and not many other people around the table did agree, and I suddenly thought, oh, okay, maybe that's a bit unusual. Also, we had like a drama office in our old, in sixth form, and I did performing arts A-level, and we had like a notice board where we were allowed to put a hot actor and a hot actress, or an actor or an actress that we admired, but I think most people kind of put people they liked up, I think. And so I wanted to put Daisy Lowe on, it wasn't necessarily an actress, you know, but I wanted to put Daisy Lowe on the Beautiful Women notice board, and I just remember sitting there with Benedict Cumberbatch in one hand. I'm over that now, by the way. I used to really like Benedict Cumberbatch, but that's been and gone, that's history. But yeah, Daisy Lowe, that one still remains. in a major way. Daisy is so gorgeous. And wonderful and smart and just lovely. But, yeah, I wanted to put her up and I didn't get the courage to do it, and I wish I had, because, like, those people wouldn't have judged me, but at the time I was really nervous about coming out and nobody knew apart from my very close friends. So, yeah. FC Pauls asks, if Moffat were forbidden from ever writing anything ever again and you were given the chance to choose the next showrunner for Doctor Who would you choose out of people already writing for British TV? Well, I did actually really like Russell T Davies. He had his faults, obviously, like all writers do, but I really did think he got a lot of heart into Doctor Who, so I thought he was really amazing. Who else do I really like as a writer? Well, actually, in the Doctor Who community, I think Nicholas Briggs is pretty cool. I feel like he gets Doctor Who a lot, and he's a really good actor, and he's lovely, and he also reminds me a little bit of my granddad, which has always kind of swayed me to him a little bit. But I like Nicholas Briggs, yeah. And, I know this question is about people already writing for British TV, but I think I'd like some new up-and-coming female writers, actually, because I feel like we need more female writers, especially for a show like Doctor Who. She Takes a Dip in My Daydreams asks, what's your zodiac sign? I'm a Taurus. I'm a proud Taurian. Anonymous asks, what's the name of your album? My upcoming album is going to be called Mother, Maiden, Crone. Another Anonymous asked me, qualities you look for in a partner. Funny, good-looking to me. I guess they'd have to like the same kind of stuff I like, and they'd have to support me in my music. I don't know, it's a really difficult question. I don't really think about this kind of thing. I'm very strange like that, because like I kind of like romance, like in stories and that kind of thing, and poetry, but in real life I don't really think about romance and that kind of thing very much. I'm very driven and ambitious, and maybe a bit like Anne Boleyn in that respect. I like to think I'm very ambitious, and that kind of thing comes first for me. Anonymous asked, who are your celebrity crushes? My celebrity crushes are Natalie Dormer, first and foremost. Natalie Dormer is absolutely beautiful, and I am very much in love with her. Hetty Bywater, who played Lucy Beale in EastEnders. I thought she was stunning. Daisy Lowe, I really like Daisy Lowe, she's lovely. Matt Bainton from Horrible Histories, well that's where I first saw him. I've liked him for a very long time. He's kind of like skinny and young looking, but I really have liked him for quite a while. Yeah, I can't really think of anyone else I fancy at the moment, but there is kind of like quite a long list. Oh, Katie McGrath. Or is it pronounced Katie McGrath? I'm not sure, but anyway, Morgana from Merlin, I think she's very beautiful. Oh, there's tons. I go through stages, so... Oh, Idris Elba and Luther, yeah. But there's a big list. Another anonymous person asks, is English the only language you speak? Yes, it is. When I was younger, I used to be able to speak Punjabi, because I spent a lot of time with my dad's family when I was younger, and then stuff just got difficult with my family, and we sort of split for a while, and then when I'd gone back to my dad and his family and started seeing them again, I'd lost the language, which is really sad. I'd love to learn it again one day. I did German at GCSE, but I think I failed that. I think I got a D, I'm not sure. I was always terrible at German, but then, to be fair, I didn't actually try very hard. I was a real little shit in my German lessons. Not Nearly Yella asks, I don't know if this is too personal for your question and answer. It's probably not. But which county are you from? Aha! Right, I am from Kent, which is the place where Hever Castle is, so it's the childhood home of Anne Boleyn. Yes, I do have the same childhood home as Anne Boleyn, which is quite lovely. On the theme of Anne Boleyn, Anonymous asks, why is Anne Boleyn your idol? Anne Boleyn is my idol because she was ambitious and she was brave, and I feel like she was quite ahead of her time. She was very into reformist literature, so I don't know if we can call her a Protestant really. At that time, I think she was more into reforming the Catholic faith. I think it was too early for Protestantism, but she certainly was she had a lot of radical ideas, and I relate to that because a lot of people think I have some radical ideas. But she wanted to change the world, and she did. You know, she played a major role in the Reformation. She was a lot of people hated her, and they used to call her awful names, and you know, she really wasn't very popular, but that didn't stop her. She carried on regardless. I also think that she's an interesting figure in terms of feminism, because she is a woman who's so often shown as either innocent and pure, or some sort of evil seductress, villain character who was guilty of like incest and, you know, had loads of lovers and that kind of thing. Obviously the reality is probably somewhere in the middle. I mean, I don't believe for a second she was guilty of the charges. Clearly, to me, that's just Henry wanting to get rid of his wife because poor Anne couldn't have a son. But yeah, certainly she's a very interesting character in that respect, and that's maybe why I like her. I do feel like a strong pull towards historical women that I feel were a bit before their time and that was sort of hurt by the time they lived in. And people often ask me, I've been asked quite a few times, if you could go back in time anywhere with the Doctor, where would you go? And I would definitely like to go back and see Anne Boleyn at a time when she was happy, at the time when she was Queen and her position seemed stable, and maybe when she was just crowned or something like that. But I'd like to see her happy. I would hate to see her before her execution though, because that would absolutely devastate me. Anon asks, how did you get the confidence to start posting videos online? Well, Anon, I'm an arrogant shit. Another anonymous person asks, do you like animes? What's your favourite ice cream flavour? How was high school for you? Do I like animes? No, not really. What's your favourite ice cream flavour? Chocolate. How was high school for you? That would be sixth form? Would that be sixth form, or would that be secondary school for us in the UK? It was terrible. I was very depressed and had anxiety throughout my time at school. I had a very low attendance level because I got very ill, and it was a living hell on earth, actually. But it's all gone now, so yeah, thank you for your question. Someone else asked, what is your daily makeup routine? Do you wear the same amount of makeup in videos as you do the rest of the time? My daily makeup routine, I don't know, I just put on like foundation and concealer, eyeliner, eyebrow pencil, blusher, mascara and lipstick. Do I wear the same amount of makeup in videos as I do the rest of the time? Yeah, I usually do wear makeup. I like to choose like bright lips for videos just because it looks nice on a video, but I usually have quite dark eyes, so yeah, I do wear quite a lot of makeup in real life. Well, this is real life, this isn't like a fake Claudia, this is the real Claudia. But when I'm just like, you know, strolling around and that kind of thing and sitting in my house, I do wear makeup, yeah. Girl called James, I wasn't just pronouncing that weirdly, it's GRRL, called James, asked me, are you out to your parents? If so, are they supportive? I am out to my parents, yes. They both know I'm bi. Are they supportive? Yeah, I mean, they're fine about it now. I never really had any troubles with my dad with it, really. I just sort of, he asked me if I was, because he watched me a lot on YouTube. I said yes I was, and that was kind of the end of that. That's fine. It was a bit more difficult with my mum. But yes, I am out to her, and she is like, she's okay with it. So yeah, it's all going quite well. Skiring asked me, do you have any favourite poems? If not, any that motivated you to start writing poetry? I do have a lot of favourite poems. I think probably my favourites are My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. I studied that at school at GCSE and it stuck with me for the rest of my life. It makes me think a lot about Henry VIII and Catherine Howard, actually. I know it's not about them, but I always thought about it like that, and I'm very, very drawn to that kind of genre. And also, I like a lot of stuff by Simon Armitage. I really love the violence of his poems. In real life, I hate violence, but I love how gritty his poems are and how dark and to the point they are, and they really make you feel something. I think he's pretty amazing as well. Anonymous asks, how do you get your eyeliner so perfect? Oh my god, you always look really great and I suck at eyeliner. Sorry, this is a little silly. Okay, bye. It's not silly, thank you. I really appreciate your question. It's not silly at all, I really like it. How do I get my eyeliner so perfect? I don't actually think it is perfect. Shall I get a bit closer? I don't know if I'm... Are you seeing it? It's not so great today, I don't think. I don't think it's matching. But yeah, how do I get it so perfect? I don't know, I went to art university for a little while and I like art, so maybe I just have a steady hand, I have no idea. Gallifrey asked, and this is a Gallifrey with 2 Ys. I just have to say that this is one of my favourite blogs on Tumblr. The person who runs this blog is such a wonderful human being and I really like it. Anyway, you mentioned that when you were younger you didn't really associate yourself with feminism. How and when did that change for you? I guess what I'm asking is, how and why did you become such an awesome feminist? Was it any sudden change or a gradual process? Thank you very much. Well, I think when you grow up in a patriarchal culture you do sort of think of feminism as being kind of bad, like the bad fairy at the like christening party, like killjoys and stuff, and that's the way it's always been portrayed. So I would have considered myself almost anti-feminist when I was younger. Certainly my mum's not into feminism at all, and I used to get a lot of my opinions from my mum when I was younger. How did that change for me? Well, we did feminism in sixth form, when we did English literature, and I learned about it then, and it was a gradual process. I didn't instantly think feminism was for me. I think coming to terms with being queer had a big amount to do with it, because I think a lot of the issues intersect, issues about being a queer woman and being a woman in this society. And I had like a bit of a wake up all of a sudden in sixth form, and I started reading quite a lot of feminist literature, and everything started to make sense, and I suddenly noticed a lot of things in the past which were very sexist that happened to me, and I decided I wanted to try and change that for future generations if I could. Also, it made me notice that I mean, I've always been drawn to strong characters and strong women in history, but that essentially it was the patriarchy that brought Anne Boleyn down. So it is my nemesis. The patriarchy is my nemesis. Because really it was that sort of patriarchal society that killed Anne Boleyn. This idea that they could villainise this woman for having lovers, and just the toxic ideas they had back then. So that really fired me up and got me really into it. And I do actually quite enjoy being a feminist now. So I didn't used to enjoy it that much, because a lot of people react really badly if you tell them you're a feminist, as if they think you're going to kill them or something. I don't quite know why they react so badly. But I really love it now, and I'm much more confident in it. And I hope I can change further, because I've got a lot of learning to do still. Somebody asked me, what TV shows do you follow? Well, I follow Game of Thrones, Doctor Who, although I really haven't liked it since Series 6, Torchwood, I know that's not on right now, but I did follow that, Queer as Folk, both versions, Downton Abbey, EastEnders, Holby City and Casualty. I really do love those shows. I especially love Holby City. That's like my guilty pleasure, Holby City. Or maybe not so guilty pleasure. I'm not ashamed of it. No, I love Holby City. Okay, it's not my guilty pleasure, it's just my unusual pleasure. What other TV shows do I follow? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I absolutely love that show. I think it's brilliant. I can't think of any more right now, but I watch loads and loads of TV shows, so there's probably more than that. Thank you very much for asking me those questions. Thus ends the question and answer session. This has been quite long. I apologise for that. Yeah, thank you for your interest, and I hope I can continue to create content that you enjoy and that I can continue to maybe educate, and I also hope that I learn as well. I hope that you get to see like a progression with me, because I feel like definitely since I started YouTube, I mean, when I first started YouTube, I didn't really have any idea about trans issues or anything like that, so I used to come out with stuff that was quite cis-sexist, and I used to think that being bisexual just meant being attracted to like men and women, and I used to define it like that, and I think I've really grown since that, and I'm quite proud of myself for growing, and I hope that I will continue to grow and continue to learn, and yeah, I hope that you guys stay with me for the ride, and that you also support me in my music, because I think you're going to like that a lot. I hope you will. Anyway, yeah, thank you for your questions. Lots and lots of love. Do no harm, but take no shit, people.